Sup. The opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and Future Bachelor only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity. This fun podcast may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor Podcast.
So Kamala Harris was chosen as the VP candidate for Joe Biden, which a lot of the internet, SNL is so entrenched with political stuff because of their political sketches. And people went to Twitter to be like, okay, Maya Rudolph, you better be asking for more money because you're going to be on the show a ton now because you play Kamala Harris in any of these sketches.
Well, why do we need Twitter to tell her that? You know what I'm saying? She knows.
She's like, yeah,
I hate the internet right now, dude. I swear though, but think about it. I don't. Of course, they're gonna pick her as she's the best person to play her.
Well, I mean, she's already played her. She's already played her. It's people were more being make sure you get your fucking bag. Make sure they're giving you good money. Because,
oh, dude. I mean, I was reading an article about SNL, how hard Obama's presidency was for them, and especially nowadays because I think back then they had. Who do they have? What's his name from Portlandia?
Armisen.
Yeah, Fred Armisen. They had Fred Armisen playing Obama. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't even have a black person to play. And then they had what's his name? Jay Farrow, which I thought did a great impersonation. I think Jay Farrow was one of the best black comedians they could have had on SNL. He did Denzel Washington amazing, Fresh Prince, Will Smith.
He did all.
Obama.
He's incredible at impressions.
He did everybody good, but then they let him go. I don't know what happened, but they let him go. And then now Keenan has to do but Keenan is not the body type to do every black guy. And
Keenan has even outwardly been why do I have to be all these? And then he's even also said why do I also have to be the black women before they started hiring more black women.
I mean, but back then though, just 10, 15 years ago, they were able to put a little makeup on you and but now you can't have white people playing black people. You can't have different races playing. You need, so now they have to have every single type of person on SNL so they can play that type of person, which is kind of sad when you think about it. You'd think you'd want it's comedy and acting. When it comes to acting, yes, you want you don't want the big star to take up all the roles that could be played by someone else, but at the same time it's acting. You want to be able to take on a role that is not you, right?
Yeah, and I also think there's plenty of very talented, especially Asian and other BIPOC actors and stuff that get looked over so many times. So
sure, but when it comes to this, I feel I don't know, sometimes. I just with Kamala Harris, luckily they have Maya Rudolph, but who would play her if they didn't have Maya Rudolph? You know what I'm saying? Those are the type of things I think about. It's very complicated in today's climate to deal with something like Saturday Night Live. I just in this article I was reading, it was an interesting read about the predicament that they were in during the Obama term because they're so heavily on politics, but. Well, yeah. Well, what did you think about that? That came within the last 2 days, right? The announcement of her being VP.
I mean, I think there's many folks like me, who, it's a historic pick. If they end up winning, she'll be the first female vice president. She's the first ever Black and Desi nominee in that position. She's the first ever HBCU, which is a historically Black college or university, graduate nominated for that position. So there's a lot of history that's being made, which is amazing. It's an interesting pick, especially because her and Biden butted heads so much in the original debates. And it's also an interesting pick due to her relationship with being an attorney general in the police and things like that during a time that's very heavily, looking at police brutality.
I don't mind her as a pick. It's just another thing about politics that's dumb. It's really dumb to watch these people fight each other and then become but that's politics. Like, you know, they
I mean, that's life, but yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't, that's not like, I would never like think all these bad things about someone and then start a business with them. Like, you know, like that's just not the way. I would not be like, you are not fit to run a business at all. There's no way you're fit to run a business. And then like a year later be like, all right, I think me and you are going to go into business together. Let's do this. Like, you know, that's the way I look at it. And to me, like another way I look at it is like, he just picks her because, I mean, I bet you he wanted like Michelle Obama or something like that, like to be like his vice president. But she's all like, nah, I got this podcast to do. But with it just feels like the Bachelor pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like to me. Like,
well, I mean, we all knew he was going to go with a woman. He was also looking at Atlanta's mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms. He was also looking at Stacey Abrams. He was looking at, you know, potentially Elizabeth Warren, folks like that. I think, you know, he was probably going to pick a woman of color. It was probably just the way he was going to go, which would make sense because, like, if you think about it, he wanted someone who would help.
It makes sense, but does that make it right? Does that make it like?
He's looking for someone who also was looking for youth because he's old as hell, and so he was looking for somebody who was going to help. You know,
this is his legacy. Like, this is, I mean, he has a chance right now, and this has nothing to do with like what he's going to do or whatever. It's a moment, like just like Trump's moment. Like, Trump can forever say he was president of the United States. You can't take that away from him. You might be able to take it away from him this year, but even that might be like very close call. But you know, when it comes to Biden, like, he's making history here. Like, he's going to be president. Not only is he going to be president, he was vice president. Now he's going to be president, and he's going to have like, you know, and if she goes on to like become president, like, you know, that's all the legacy through Obama and stuff. Like, and he's all a part of that lineage and stuff. So, you know, it's a cool story. Don't get me wrong, but it's just sometimes I'm just like, it's dumb politics. Like, you know, I don't want to take anything away from like her accomplishments and all the things it would do for like, you know, a person like that making it to that seat. But sometimes I feel like it's all a matter of like, this is going to be the best optics. You know,
well, yeah. I mean, that's a lot to it. And I mean, a lot of people are not super happy with her being picked just because of actually like stuff that she stood for that doesn't super align with what, you know, the way that people want the country to go.
This is about votes, though, yo. This is about votes. This has nothing to do with like policies. This has nothing to do with anything. This is about votes, yo. Like, it's the black vote. Like, you know, they needed to get that back because they were losing it real quick. Like, and I don't even follow politics, but that just felt like the sense that I was getting in the last couple weeks that like he was messing up. Actually, this is something funny that made me crack up the other day. There's somebody on Instagram that's going by Bo Jiden or something like that, where it's just like, and it's like a really dumb Joe Biden, like commenting on every video that I see. And essentially he was like, I'm Joe Biden and I forgot this message. I was just like, oh shit, dude. Come on, you have to know that's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, that's like the running joke. The running joke is that like Joe Biden doesn't know what he's saying.
But like
most of the time.
The genius of the joke is like, that's what like candidates say on the end of their commercials is like, I support this message, but like,
yeah,
I forgot this message. That shit was funny as fuck. Sorry. Yeah, that's gonna be that's the president you're voting for. I know you don't like jokes about him, but yeah, no, I think it's interesting to me, like these type of things that come up. But I definitely saw everyone in shock in the last day because it happened like late night, right? Like it didn't happen.
Yeah, it happened pretty late in the day. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't remember how late. It was like probably like 5 or 6 p.m. or something.
Yeah. That's why I was like, that's weird. Like, that's not a time to start the news cycle, but
yeah.
Future Bachelor